China just unveiled a new piece of technology that is disrupting the entire tech world. But what's more fascinating about this development is the timing of its release and what it means for the future of United States-China relations. On January 20th, the same day Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, China made a significant move by releasing DeepSeek R1, an advanced AI tool aimed at deep data analysis. This new technology directly competes with America's OpenAI, which took years and billions of dollars to develop. In contrast, a Chinese research lab managed to create a comparable AI model in just 2 months, using less sophisticated GPUs, and all for under $6 million, a fraction of what it cost in the US. This strategic release was no coincidence. It was a calculated decision by China to coincide with a major US political event. The timing sends a strong message to the US government, especially under the new leadership, indicating that despite previous tech sanctions aimed at curbing its growth, China has not only coped, but has also excelled. By launching DeepSeek R1 right at Trump's inauguration, China clearly demonstrated its resilience and capability to advance despite challenges posed by US policies. China's new AI software, DeepSeek R1, matches the performance of its American counterparts, but was developed with less technology and much lower cost. What's even more impressive is that China has made this AI tool open source, meaning anyone can access, modify, and use it. This decision is causing concern among American CEOs because it challenges the dominance of established US tech giants like OpenAI, Google, and Meta. The ease and low cost of DeepSeek's development suggests that barriers to entering the AI field are decreasing, which could shift industry leadership away from American companies that have traditionally led the space. This development is especially notable given a statement from Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google, who in May 2024 declared that the US held firm control over the future of AI, a claim that now seems questionable in light of China's rapid advancements. However, just 6 months later, he changed his opinion dramatically. Speaking at Harvard University, he acknowledged that Chinese companies like Alibaba and Tencent were rapidly catching up in AI technology. He expressed surprise that despite US restrictions on semiconductor chips, which were supposed to hinder China's progress, the gap was closing faster than expected. This admission highlights a major shift in the competitive landscape of AI between the US and China, marking a new phase in their technological rivalry as Donald Trump returned to the White House. China's latest technological achievement with its new AI software, DeepSeek R1, could be crucial in the context of a possible trade war. This development comes at a time when the US has placed strict restrictions on AI chip exports, limiting access mainly to America's closest allies, which are marked in blue on specific maps showing these limitations. This strategy explicitly aims to prevent non-Western countries, including major partners like Mexico and India, from advancing in AI technology. Despite being allies, these countries have not been given top-tier access, indicating a clear intention by the US to curb their technological progress. This approach could sour relations with several countries globally. It highlights a contradiction in US policy. While promoting free trade internationally, the US is simultaneously taking steps to maintain its dominance in crucial high-tech areas, particularly AI. This policy could lead to wider geopolitical tensions as the US appears to be protecting its hegemony in technology under the guise of security and trade strategy. When Donald Trump initiated the trade war with China in 2018, his main goals were to reduce the US trade deficit with China and limit China's global influence in manufacturing. However, 7 years later, it's evident that these objectives have not been met. Instead, China's trade surplus has surged to nearly $1 trillion. Reports and data show that since the trade war began, China's trade surplus has consistently grown, and its share in global industrial production has increased from 24% in 2018 to around 27% today. Projections by the United Nations suggest that by 2030, this figure could rise to 45%. The outcomes of the trade war suggest that instead of diminishing, China's manufacturing strength has only grown, reaching levels of global dominance not seen since the US post-World War II. Additionally, efforts to separate the U.S. from Chinese economic influence have led to warnings from international figures, like Singapore's former ambassador to the United Nations, who cautioned that the U.S. is on a dangerous path. They argue that the world might increasingly depend on Chinese companies for a wide range of products if the U.S. continues to try to decouple economically from China. This situation has spurred Chinese companies to accelerate their global expansion, a move that has been further catalyzed by U.S. tariffs, leading to a more pronounced global presence of Chinese firms. For many years, China was the largest importer of American microchips, spending hundreds of billions of dollars. However, when the U.S. restricted access to these crucial components, China turned inward, redirecting its resources to boost its own semiconductor industry. This shift not only increased profitability and capabilities within Chinese tech companies, but also expanded their ability to invest in research and development. As a result, China has significantly advanced its technological infrastructure, exemplified by the creation of DeepSeek R1, an open-source AI tool developed for a fraction of the cost of similar American tools. This development challenges the assumption that high-quality AI software requires, demonstrating that efficient and cost-effective innovation is possible. The success of DeepSeek R1 has prompted tech leaders in the U.S. to reevaluate their spending and R&D strategies. This shift underscores a broader realization: underestimating China's ability to innovate and adapt technologically is a mistake, as the country has consistently demonstrated its capacity to solve complex problems and compete at the highest levels of tech innovation. Some of America's most influential tech investors, like billionaire Marc Andreessen, who helped build the world's first web browser, have praised China's AI development, DeepSeek R1, as one of the most significant breakthroughs they've seen. It's not just its performance, but its cost-effectiveness that stands out, being 30 times cheaper than similar technologies like OpenAI. This innovation has quickly become the preferred model among top U.S. researchers from universities like Stanford and MIT.
Marc Andreessen has noted that this could be one of the most important weeks in decades due to two major events:
Donald Trump's re-election and China's strides in AI. These developments could define the technological and geopolitical landscape for years to come. He highlights the necessity of U.S.-China collaboration in AI, as nearly half of the top AI researchers globally were born or educated in China, which shows the deep ties between the U.S. and China in the field of AI.
Nevada Canyon Gold is leveraging the rich mining districts of Nevada, which produces 76% of the U.S.'s gold, making it the equivalent of the fifth largest gold producer globally if it were a country, surpassing even Canada and Peru. The company employs a unique business model that focuses on royalties and streaming rather than traditional mining operations. This approach minimizes capital costs and risks associated with mining, while securing rights to production with low overhead.
Despite the decrease in gold stock prices by 73% since 2011, the actual price of gold has risen by nearly 40%. This discrepancy indicates a significant potential for profit, especially as the market for gold has recently broken out after 4 years of consolidation. Adding to the company's credibility, Robert List, former governor of Nevada, has joined its board, bringing decades of experience and extensive connections within the mining industry. Robert List, who has served on boards and commissions under Presidents Nixon, Ford, Reagan, and George H.W. Bush, will be a valuable addition to Nevada Canyon Gold. This company, which has recently seen its market value drop by 80% from its peak, is now showing signs of recovery. It's a strategic investment in Nevada's thriving gold sector, especially with President Trump's business-friendly, pro-mining policies. Nevada Canyon Gold's business model focuses on royalties, streaming, and an accelerator approach, making it a unique player in the industry. Historically, gold stocks are currently very cheap. Mining equities are trading at significant discounts compared to past bull markets, like those in 2011 and 1980, with price-to-cash flow ratios much lower than the broader S&P 500 during those peaks. If you found this update on China's AI advancements and related investment opportunities interesting, feel free to leave a comment and continue the discussion in future videos. Thank you for your ongoing support.